Hey, what's up you guys? It's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for coming, and if you are coming back, what's up? How are y'all doing? And I know the reason why you were here, and it is because of this freaking book right here, because you guys absolutely love it, and I am so glad that you guys do. That is why I'm going to keep making videos about it, and as soon as I get done with this video, we're going to go into book 2, which, I don't know. That's what book 2 looks like. And then after book 2, we're going to go into book 3, which I know I'm talking like this is going to be happening within the next week, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. It depends on how fast I keep coming out with these videos. I am pre-filming videos, that's why I'm in the same shirt and in the same spot. But yeah, we are going to go into chapter 10 of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson today. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy it. Excuse me. This video may contain foul language and sensitive topics. If you do not wish to continue, click off the video now because this is your only warning. Alrighty. Chapter 10 of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I hate camping, Lauren grunted, tipping over the crumpled canvas. Yeah, well, it's my birthday, and I like it, Cara said, reading over the instructions with her tongue tucked between her teeth. It was the final Friday of summer, and the three of them were in a small clearing in the beech forest on the outskirts of Fairview. Cara's choice for her early 18th birthday celebration, to sleep without a roof and a squat pea behind dark trees all night. It wouldn't have been Pip's choice either, but she knew how to pretend well enough. It's technically illegal to camp outside of the registered campsite, Lauren said, kicking the canvas in retaliation. Well, let's hope the camping police don't check Instagram because I've announced to the world. Now hush. Cara said, I'm trying to read. Cara, Pip said tentatively, you know this isn't a tent you brought, right? It's a canopy with sides. Same difference, she said, and we have to fit us and the three boys in it. But it comes with no floor, Pip jabbed her fingers to the picture of the instructions. You come with no floor, Cara butt shoved her away, and my dad packed us a separate ground sheet. When are the boys getting here? Lauren asked. They texted about 2 minutes ago. They were leaving, and no, Cara snapped. We're not waiting for them to put it up for us, Lauren. I wasn't suggesting that. Cara cracked her knuckles, dismantling the patriarchy 110 at a time. Canopy, Pip corrected her. Do you want me to hurt you? Nope-y. 10 minutes later, a full 10 by 20 foot white pop-up canopy stood on the forest floor, looking as out of place as anything could. Pip checked her phone. It was 7:30 already. Darkness would be upon them in another hour or so. This is going to be so fun. Cara stood back to admire their handiwork, wiping her hands on her jeans. I love camping. Time for vodka and peach rings until I puke. Admirable goal, Pip said. Do you two want to grab the rest of the food from the car? I'll lay out our sleeping bags and put up the sides. Cara's car was in the tiny concrete parking lot about 200 yards from their chosen spot. Lauren and Cara headed off that way through the trees, the woods lit with the final glow of sunset. Don't forget the flashlights, Pip called, just as she lost sight of them. She attached the canvas sides to the canopy, swearing as the Velcro gave out and she had to start from scratch. Wrestling with the ground sheet, she was relieved to hear the tread of Cara and Lauren returning, but when she went to look outside for them, no one was there, just a bird mocking her from a darkening treetops with its scratchy laugh. Pip got back to work, laying the 3 sleeping bags in a row, trying to not think about the fact that Annie Bell could very well be buried somewhere in these woods, maybe even beneath her right now. As Pip made the final preparations, the sound of branches breaking underfoot grew louder. Sorry. Like I said, I have an alarm set that makes it easy for me to make videos. In my last video, I think I said that. And that was my alarm to remind me to do it. That's why it got cut off. So here we go. As Pip made the final preparations, the sound of branches breaking underfoot grew louder, and she heard the gruffling that could only mean the boys had arrived. She waved them and the girls over. Aunt Lo, who and his name suggested hadn't grown much since they were 12, although he had bulked out after a summer of playing soccer, his light brown hair gelled away from his forehead. Ch10, who lived 4 doors down from the Amboas since Pip was in preschool, and Bowie since Pip was in preschool, his glittering smile stretching across his face, and of course wearing his favorite green hoodie, and Connor Reynolds, who Pip and Cara had met in middle school, gangly and ever eager to be the class clown. His shaggy blonde hair had fallen into his eyes, and his hands were full, carrying a cooler with Zach, so he inadvertently walked into a low-hanging branch. "You okay?" Lauren laughed. "Fine," he grunted. "My mom's always telling me to branch out." "God, your puns get worse every time," Cara said. "How are you ever going to get a girlfriend?" "Well, how are you ever going to get a girlfriend?" he retorted. "Well, my hot-bod and twinkling personality, obviously," she said, donning a silly high voice and flickering her hair. "Ah, Pip," Aunt chimed in, dropping 2 bags of snacks. "So kind of you to step away from your homework for 1 second to grace us with your presence." "Ha," she said flatly, shockingly not the first time she'd heard that joke. "I'm already getting withdrawal." "Right." Lauren clapped her hands. "Aunt, can you help me unpack these bags?" Of course he would. He jumped to it right away. Pip knew that Lauren and Aunt had a failed fling last year that amounted to just 4 kisses and some drunken fumbling. Lauren swore never again, and she and Aunt felt the same way, but Pip could tell he was lying from the way he was always looking at her. "Shall we open the beer?" asked Zach. A silver-tinted darkness had taken over the woods, the enclosure glowing like a lantern among the sleeping trees. They were sitting in a circle around the snacks and drinks, the sides of the canopy rolled up for a cross breeze, 2 battery-powered lamps and 3 flashlights between them. Luckily, they had moved to sit inside, Pip noted as it started to rain. She didn't like drinking. She didn't like experiencing that loss of control, though the others always said she was being too sensible. She was much more interested in the chips and sour cream dip, although she had allowed herself to get to the bottom of 1 beer sitting with her Navy Star patterned sleeping bag up to her waist. Aunt was halfway through his ghost story, the flashlight under his chin making the geography of his face distorted and grotesque. It just happened to be the story about 6 friends, 3 boys and 3 girls who were camping in a canopy in the woods. "And the birthday girl," he said theatrically, "is finishing off a whole bag of peach rings and drinking some nasty red concoction that looks like blood." "Shut up," Cara said, mouthful. "She tells the handsome guy with the flashlight to shut up." And that's when they hear it, a scraping sound against the side of the canopy. There's something or someone outside. Slowly, fingernails start dragging through the side, ripping holes in the canvas. "You guys having a party?" a girl's voice asks. And then she tears through the hole with 1 swipe of her hand, slits the throat of the guy in the green hoodie. "Miss me?" she shrieks, and the surviving friends can finally see who it is, the rotting zombie corpse of Andy Bell, out for revenge. "Shut up, Aunt." Pip shoved him. "That isn't funny." "Why's everyone laughing then?" "A murdered girl isn't fair game for your crappy jokes." "But she's fair game for a school project," Zach interjected. "That's different." "I was just about to give her the part about Andy's secret older lover/killer," Aunt said. Pip shot him a blastering look. "Lauren told me," he said quietly. "Cara told me." Lauren jumped in, slurring the edges of her words. "Cara!" Pip turned to her. "I'm sorry," she said, tripping over the woods because she was the wrong side of the measures for vodka. "I didn't know it was supposed to be a secret. I only told Naomi and Lauren, and I just told them not to tell anyone." She swayed, pointing atrociously at Lauren. "Is it true Pip hadn't specifically told her to keep it a secret? She just didn't think she had to." "My project isn't to provide you with gossip." She tried to flatten out her voice when it spiked with annoyance, looking from Cara to Lauren to Aunt. "Doesn't matter," Aunt said. "Like half of our grade knows you're doing a project about Andy Bell, and why are we talking about homework on our last Friday night of freedom anyway?" "Zach, bring out the board." "What board?" Cara asked. "I brought a Ouija board." "Cool, huh?" Zach said, dragging his bag over. He pulled out a tacky plastic-looking rectangle and laid it out in the middle of the circle. "Nope," Lauren said, crossing her arms. "No way. That's way over the scary boundary. Stories are fine, but not communicating with spirits." Pip snorted at the boys, trying to convince Lauren so they could pull whatever prank it was that they had planned. She reached over the Ouija board and grabbed another bag of chips, and that's when she saw it. A white light flashed from within the trees. She sat up on her heels and squinted. It happened again. In the distance, a small rectangular light turned into view and then disappeared, like the glow of a phone screen. She waited, but the light didn't come back. There was only darkness. the sound of rain in the air, the silhouettes of sleeping trees, until one of the dark tree figures shifted on 2 legs. "Guys," she said quietly, a small kick in Aunt's shin to shut him up. "No one look now, but I think there's someone in the trees watching us." And that is the end of chapter 10. I will see you guys in the next video for chapter 11. Bye.